students will want a more flexible way of working, and it therefore has to be a priority that the way in which we teach and deliver our programmes meets their needs. If they want flexible delivery, whether that's blended learning on campus, distance learning, we need to be able to provide that for them, and at the same time make sure that we are enhancing the experience that they receive.
Pebble-Pad is really best described as a personal learning space. It belongs to the user, to the learner, until the learner decides to share whatever they've done with somebody else.
It's a clear, precise way of keeping all my thoughts and all my academic work in one place, where it's easily accessible, it's easily shareable with other people. I like the way it's very, very clear cut with the elements of reminders, and I know when things have been updated, I know where I've got feedback straight away.
As they document their experiences, we can provide feedback as academics. We can suggest that they go read something, we can suggest they talk about it with their mentor. And where mentors do engage electronically with it, they often do the same sort of thing. They'll suggest a study day the student might go to, or an experience that they can offer them that will enhance their learning. So we're getting a sort of a three-way communication even when we're not all in the same place.
Sometimes students from really quite diverse backgrounds who are socially disadvantaged and who are really pressured for time, family commitments, very young children, can actually sometimes communicate with other students very late at night, sometimes the early hours of the morning, and they're able to maintain that sort of community of practice even though they might be on diverse placements, and I think that's been incredibly confidence building for some of those students.
I know it's a real learning experience to share incidents, to share approaches, to share ethos. Even students begin to realise, oh, the way we do it here isn't the way everybody does it.
It's able to involve people outside the internal university community, by which I mean the mentors and tutors in the colleges, children's centres, schools that we actually work with. So they're able to engage with it as well. And one of the key things we've tried to work towards is a community of practice. So an initial stage of that is mutual engagement, and that's gone from sector to sector. And then it stimulates, if you like, joint enterprise. So people can start working together and co-constructing understandings which isn't just within their own sector.
What we want our students to be able to go out into the workplace is to go out and be constructively critical, but to challenge the status quo, to improve practice. And what we found is with the people who are practitioners as well as students, is they have said that it has improved practice, because what they've been able to do is share their thoughts on their portfolios and their assessments, both with their employers but also with their work colleagues.
We have individual blogging and we have group blogging, so critical incident sharing. That, in terms of development of professional practice, the sort of becoming a teacher, is really important that these new teachers are experimenting in these spaces where they're theorising about becoming a teacher.
The Nursing and Midwifery Council want us to develop reflective practitioners. We want to develop reflective practitioners. And some of the students we've had in today have said that if they can't identify what other learning has gone on, they certainly know their reflective skills have been enhanced by using the facility.
Part of it is thinking about theories of reflection, but then students applying that to themselves as learners, and then realising, oh, I'm working with learners. Are some of the things I'm learning here about my own development applicable to the children I'm working with?
Reflecting on action is something people need to learn to do. And all those artefacts that can be made available, coupled with blogging, web folios, the attachment of other articles, does enable people to develop an understanding of principles of best practice, as opposed to just being able to describe what they've experienced themselves as good practice.
New teachers are required to apply for QTLS through professional formation, and they do that using the system Reflect, which is a version of PebblePad. So we're preparing them for their work-based learning in the future, for the ways in which they're going to be evidencing, if you like, their professional development as teachers.
We've got a programme which is a postgraduate certificate in education, which is aimed at healthcare professionals, and develops the practice teacher role, and those students have been using it as well, and they've been putting together very rich portfolios of evidence of their teaching with lesson plans, and we've also linked that to the nursing midwifery competencies that they have to achieve.
It's that iterative learning that's really important, being able to look back at how far you've come, whether it's from the first week in your foundation degree or the first week in your PGCE at master's level. So it's about the journey.
Students report that they're sometimes shocked by how much they've learned, how much they've developed. They go back to what they were saying, perhaps what they were discussing, their first tentative ideas, and realise, oh, I really know that now. I've really built on that, and I can see how that links to this other part of my learning.
It becomes, if you like, a educational learning Facebook for people. They can track their own learning too. And very often we ask students to look back at what journey have they taken, and they say, well, I can't really remember what I said on day one. This enables them to do so.
I'm definitely going to be taking it through further after qualification, my CPD, because I've always enjoyed adding and using it reflectively to put my work in. And even though mentors, say on Delivery Suite where I'm placed sometime, haven't always got the opportunity to go through your work, because it's so easily accessible, I can pull it up at a minute's notice when they're passing and say, there's my work. You can read it now. If they can, great. If they can't. And it's somewhere they can reflect, they can feed back onto as well. They can put notes on it as well. Yeah, I really like it.